if you are sick to death of duffing simple little chips like that, it's down to one reason that it's happening, and in today's lesson I'm going to fix it for you. Guys, Matt Fryer, PGA professional. Hit that subscribe button before we get stuck into this. But I'm going to fix that chip. It's a horrible one. It's one that happens a lot, and it's for a common reason that it's happening, and that reason is because a lot of golfers, when duffing chips, are setting up to the golf ball and creating some angle between the shaft, the golf ball, and their hands. And what I mean by that is we've probably gone through a scenario where we've been duffing our chips quite a bit. We see the one here that's just in front of me there, we leave it 4 or 5 paces out in front when really we only need to get it 5 or 6 paces up onto the green and let it trundle along. But what we see is something where this angle is created. So we see something now where from where the ball is, we generally play it back in our stance, we lean the grip in front of the golf ball, thus creating an angle like so. Now what that will do when we create this angle is actually bring the leading edge more into play, because we take the bounce out of play and we put the leading edge into the ground, and that's all well and good as long as you learn to hold this angle. If you do what I did in that first shot, where you create the angle and then you dump the angle early into the ground and you don't react to it quick enough, what you will get is that fat shot. Or if you create the angle and then you move back up out of it because you know you've lost it, then we start to see a shot like that, the one that goes firing across the green at pace, and it's not pleasant, it's not enjoyable, and we're left fearing for our life when we actually come to our next chip. Real simple. What I want you to do, if you are going to create some angle, that is absolutely fine. I do not mind that. There's certain scenarios where we need to create angle. If we've got a rough lie and we want to get ball first and then the ground, if we're not playing a shot a little bit more of a specialist shot where we're actually going to hit the ground and ride the turf a little bit more, that would be a totally different scenario. But if we are getting into creating some angle and use it, we've got to keep the angle. So simply, all I want you to do is think about this. When we create this angle, like I say, we're not going to play the golf ball now right off our back foot. We're just going to play it off the inside of our back foot to try and get that ball first, then turf strike. But what I want you to think about now, if you imagine that this club here had a beam of light shining from it, at the moment it would be shining outside my lead hip. As I swung the club back, it's still shining outside my lead hip. What I want you to try and do on the way down is feel that that lead wrist maintains its position. So don't let it go into a cut position and lose the angle. I want to feel like it maintains this slightly bowed position, and what that will do in turn is see that light is shining outside the hip the whole time. From there then, what I have to do is carry on and turn. So when I finish, your main thought should be that that grip and that shining beam of light stays outside our lead side. What we don't want to do is lose the angle, and as we see now, it's already pointing into my stomach. As I would go through, it would now point back out behind me. Simply have some practice strokes where you think about the angle that you've created and holding on to it. So maintain it, it points outside the lead side, and what you'll start to notice, instead of tilting back as we see in the bad shots, you'll turn towards the target a little bit. And yes, it's only a 10-yard shot, but we still need to let the body, the chest, turn out to the target so I can carry this angle through. And what we should do, we should start to see we get that nice little brush of the ground each time, and then when you're confident we can get in, take your setup, create the angle. Hopefully your ball doesn't move when you do it, but create the angle, and then from there simply turn through, and we start to see that you keep it and pop it out. It's that simple. The angle, using the leading edge, is a good thing. It's been given bad press. That's because if we lose it during the swing, that's when the problems start. But real simple. Just think about where that butt is pointing. You never want it to look back into your stomach or back behind you. If you can do this over and over again, keep that angle, we start to see that you're able to chip pretty successfully. Guys, give that a go. A quick, simple tip for you to start striking those chips better. Keep the angle and you'll see some more success. Subscribe for more lessons.